In the previous chapter, Zeke faces countless terrifying dragons inside the abandoned Dragon Valley. Despite being injured, he overwhelms them with ease, and even absorbs Senior Dusk's flames. Becoming stronger, now Zeke fearlessly prepares to challenge Dusk himself. In the next scene, a man is seen lying brutally injured on the ground, with blood pouring from his mouth. At that moment, Kallion Lizard, the head of the lizard family, arrives. Seeing the devastated scene, Kallion grits his teeth in regret and disbelief. He realizes that the elite members of his family are being wiped out by a single woman. The scene then reveals the woman standing among the fallen members of the lizard family. She calmly approaches Kallion and identifies him as the head of the lizard family, Kallion. She accuses him of secretly conspiring with the Cerberus family and leaking information about the dragon. Kallion gasps in shock at the accusation. The woman then hands him a letter. With a shaky voice, Kallion denies knowing what she is talking about and turns the accusation back on her. He insists that she should be the one wondering what she has done to the lizard family, which has supported the Eldragon family for generations. He declares that she has pushed their family to such an extreme. The woman becomes furious and states that Kallion has clearly underestimated them. Kallion grows frightened by her confidence. She then releases several documents into the air, causing them to scatter around him. Kallion becomes even more terrified as he recognizes their significance. The woman reveals that the documents contain evidence of the deal Kallion secretly made with the Cerberus family. She adds that she has also confiscated other evidence, but she does not believe she needs anything more than these documents. Kallion grits his teeth in frustration and realizes that his secret has been exposed. With no other choice, he draws his sword. The woman declares that, according to the family law, Kallion must be executed. She then releases her mana. The ground begins to crack under the pressure of her power. Her mana spreads throughout the area, freezing the entire house in ice. Kallion is also completely frozen in place. The woman draws her sword and precisely cuts through Kallion's frozen hands, waist, and legs. She declares that no matter how prestigious a family is, anyone who breaks the laws of the Eldragon family has no choice but to disappear. The scene then reveals the woman's identity. She is Sylvana Nijeg Eldragon, the leader of the Silver Dragon Squadron. Afterward, Sylvana is shown smoking as the second leader of the Silver Dragon Squadron. Ray praises her for doing a good job. Ray remarks that although the lizard family has now lost much of its power, it is astonishing that Sylvana alone managed to destroy such an old and prestigious family. Sylvana simply responds with a dismissive grunt. Ray then points out that the lizard family is no longer a serious threat because its current head possesses only 6 stars. More importantly, Ray asks whether anything happened while Sylvana was busy. Ray then reports that everyone who went toward the special rift, including Laika, has already returned. Sylvana is surprised and recalls that she expected the Cerberus family to make some kind of move. Ray confirms that, just as Sylvana expected, the Cerberus family did intervene. However, Laika and the others managed to repel them and safely returned after recovering the magic water. Sylvana acknowledges the report but considers it a shame. She remarks that if the students are truly as capable as Ray claims, she would have chosen some of them during the graduation ceremony. Ray agrees and explains that almost all the members of this class come from prestigious families. Sylvana explains that during the graduation ceremony, they will most likely be assigned to units led by their respective family heads. However, there is one exception, Zeke, who is the illegitimate son of the family head. Ray agrees and points out that the kid is in serious trouble. Sylvana asks what happened. Ray explains that during the mission, Zeke apparently incited Laika and the others to drink the magic water. When the family head discovered this, he became furious and sent Zeke to the abandoned Dragon Valley. Sylvana becomes serious upon hearing the name Abandoned Dragon Valley. Ray confirms that the family head considered Zeke's misinterpretation of the mission and drinking of the magic water to be extremely serious. Sylvana responds with another dismissive grunt. She recalls the rumor that the family head's illegitimate son is an extremely tough person. However, she doubts that he could still be alive after being sent to the abandoned Dragon Valley. Sylvana then considers the possibility that Zeke might have survived and managed to escape from the valley. If he has, she decides that she could take him under her protection. Ray is startled by Sylvana's decision and asks whether she is certain. Ray explains that, from what she has heard, Zeke has a very bad relationship with the family head. She worries that taking someone like him under her protection could cause Sylvana trouble. Sylvana makes it clear that she does not care. She even remarks that she doubts there is anyone who actually gets along with the family head. Ray becomes flustered and tries to stop her. Sylvana asks what is wrong. Ray nervously explains that Sylvana is simply telling the truth. Changing the subject, Ray asks whether the abandoned Dragon Valley is really such a dangerous place. She explains that she has heard about it several times, but has never truly understood how dangerous it is. Sylvana states that an ordinary person would not survive there for even a few seconds. Ray is shocked by this revelation. She realizes that the valley must be dangerous to such an extreme extent, and wonders what could possibly exist in that place. The scene then shifts to the mountain valley, where Zeke is facing the aftermath of the attack. After hearing the dragon leader's words, Zeke realizes that even though he held back his power, it should have been enough to reduce a normal human to ashes. Zeke then smirks and clenches his fist. Despite the overwhelming heat, he acknowledges that it was certainly a little hot. Yet he remains standing, proving that the attack was nowhere near enough to consume him completely. The battle continued as Dusk watched Zeke with growing interest. Despite being sent to this place, Zeke had shown enough confidence to make an extremely bold statement in front of a dragon like Dusk. His attitude immediately caught Dusk's attention. The two other dragons accompanying Dusk became frightened by the situation. Realizing how dangerous the confrontation was becoming, they desperately urged everyone to run away. Dusk then rose into the air and looked down at Zeke. He warned Zeke not to become too confident or act too cool in front of him. Without giving Zeke any time to react, Dusk opened his mouth and unleashed a massive stream of fire directly at him. The other two dragons watched the attack in shock. They recognized the terrifying heat of Dusk's flames and realized that it was a powerful blasting heat capable of overwhelming almost anyone. However, when the flames cleared, Dusk noticed something unexpected. Zeke was still standing and appeared to be fine. Dusk was visibly shocked by Zeke's condition. Zeke suddenly launched himself upward toward Dusk. As he moved toward the dragon, he wore a confident smirk and acknowledged that the attack had indeed been extremely hot. Zeke then reached Dusk and delivered a powerful punch. The impact shocked Dusk. Enraged by the unexpected counterattack, Dusk cursed Zeke for what he had done. The red dragon accompanying Dusk stared at Zeke in disbelief. He could not understand how Zeke was recovering from the damage so quickly. Zeke clenched his fist and prepared himself for another attack. He remained confident in his own vitality and regenerative ability. At that moment, Zeke activated the power known as Dragon King's Breath. The ability absorbed the ether surrounding Zeke's body, while simultaneously increasing his natural ability to regenerate. The reason Zeke could demonstrate such an extraordinary and seemingly abnormal rate of regeneration was because of the Dragon King's breath. Dusk quickly realized that Zeke was far more dangerous than an ordinary human. Determined to end the battle immediately, Dusk decided that he would eliminate Zeke right there. Dusk opened his enormous mouth and swallowed Zeke into it. Even after being caught inside Dusk's mouth, Zeke refused to surrender. He used both of his hands to force the dragon's jaws open and prevented Dusk from crushing him completely. Dusk then unleashed another blast of fire from inside his mouth, directing the flames straight at Zeke. Zeke responded with laughter instead of fear. Dusk then attempted to crush Zeke with the enormous strength of his hands. However, Zeke reacted with overwhelming force. He grabbed Dusk's hands and stopped them from crushing him. With his full strength, Zeke threw Dusk away from him. The force of the attack sent Dusk flying backward. Zeke remained standing after the exchange, but he was now breathing heavily from the tremendous effort he had just exerted. Despite his exhaustion, Zeke did not allow Dusk any opportunity to recover. He moved forward again and struck Dusk with another powerful punch. Dusk groaned in pain as the punch connected. The two dragons watching the battle became increasingly frightened. Seeing their leader being overwhelmed by Zeke, they feared that the situation had gone completely out of control. They could hardly believe what they were witnessing, and desperately called out to their leader in alarm. Dusk slowly recovered from the attack and stared intensely at Zeke. He had finally realized that Zeke's power was far beyond anything a normal human should possess. Dusk began to understand that the strength, endurance, and regeneration Zeke had demonstrated were completely abnormal. He demanded to know the true identity of the mysterious human standing before him. Before the confrontation could continue any further, another dragon suddenly flew toward them from behind. The newcomer called out to Dusk and ordered him to stop because the battle had gone far enough. Zeke's attention shifted toward the new arrival. At the same time, Zeke began recalling an important fact about the land they were standing in. Somewhere in this land, a silver dragon was sealed. That silver dragon had once fought a fierce and devastating battle against another powerful being. The moment Dusk saw the dragon who had just arrived, his expression changed completely. He was stunned by the newcomer's presence. The dragon was none other than Lunarex, the current Dragon King, and the one who held the throne.